right, so you didn't quite like the whole idea of STEEM currency, the value of which comes from other people simply wanting to buy it. I totally understand. I mean, I agree. It sounds like a very simplistic concept, but you have to realize that that is the underlying driver. That is the human psychological factor that drives all investment classes. We're not just talking about the STEEM currency. But let's give you guys some meat to chew on. So way back in the late 2000s, when Bitcoin was first introduced into the open markets, the value essentially came from people, or the proliferation of Bitcoin came from people mining the Bitcoin currency. And mining, basically, in a nutshell, I don't have time to get into all the nitty-gritty, but it's people who are running complex algorithms, solving complex math problems with their algorithms, and then through solving these very, very complicated math problems, they are able to accrue 1 Bitcoin. And the whole concept of it is that as Bitcoin became more popular and became more proliferated, that it will be harder and harder to mine Bitcoin, that the algorithms required will become more complex to mine 1 Bitcoin, and therefore it kept a tight control over the volume of Bitcoin. And that's where you are controlling the supply and demand, so to speak, of the Bitcoin currency. Well, STEEM also runs on a very similar dynamic. Instead of, however, using the blockchain to generate STEEM, using complex math algorithms to generate 1 STEEM currency, what you're doing is that you're creating, using a blockchain system, you're creating a social media network. And instead of complex math problems, the content curators and content makers create value for the social media network. And as more people promote and create content, that generates STEEM currency. So what we're essentially saying is that we're replacing the whole idea of running complex algorithms to mine Bitcoin, and now we're replacing that with content creation as the mining mechanism that creates a STEEM currency. And ultimately, as Steemit becomes more popular and it becomes more integrated with the mainstream, I mean, keep in mind that as of May 2017, and these numbers may have dramatically changed in June, but as of May 2017, there were less than 1 million accounts, okay? I mean, Facebook, I think, has close to 1.7, 1.8 billion active users that use it frequently on a monthly basis, okay? 1.7 to 1.8 billion, almost 2 billion active real users of Facebook. I mean, that's phenomenal. With Steemit, we're talking about a platform integration that has less than 1 million users. I mean, it is such a dramatic night and day difference. But over time, I truly believe that Steemit will take significant market share from Facebook. And it'll become harder to proliferate, to distribute and create, so to speak, the STEEM currency, because as more people come in, only the best content will rise to the top. The crap content that is currently making a lot of money, depending on who you are, that crap content will then truly go down to the bottom where it should be. You know, the crap should stay where you put your crap, in the toilet, in the gutter, and the best content will rise to the top as Steemit starts stealing market share from Facebook and other social media networks such as Twitter or Instagram. So that's going to happen. I mean, it happened with Bitcoin. Remember that Bitcoin became a lot harder to mine as it became more popular and more integrated with the mainstream. I mean, you guys know that. I mean, if you tried to mine 1 Bitcoin right now, I mean, forget it. You will steal the juice of your entire neighborhood. to do that, right? But before, you could just mine like crazy on your personal computer, no problem. Well, the same thing is going to happen with Steem right now, or with Steemit. Right now, it's very easy to put up a bunch of crap content. If you keep putting out a bunch of crap, eventually you do get rewarded with the consistency. But as it becomes more popular, the good content, the great content will rise to the top, the crap content will fall to the bottom, and that's the way it should be, and that's what you're going to see. And you're going to see that it is harder and harder to generate more Steem currency because of this Bitcoin-like dynamic. So that is where the future value of Steem will come into play. So that is my general explanation. I think it's a very simple explanation. You don't have to make it complicated. You could, like I said, make it extremely complicated, but I think this is a very simple platform. I mean, I understand that the specific architecture is very complicated, but the concept itself is very rudimentary. It's very simple, and you guys don't have to worry about this being a scam or anything like that. It is the same type of technology that you guys have grown up to trust in, to believe in, similar to Bitcoin. So that is my little spiel on Steem and the value of the Steem currency.